pleasing whatsoever, that they almost laugh like, and they enjoy something distasteful almost a little too much to the point it almost kind of disturbs me. You know,
I disagree with that. They're always.
I think they need it so bad. They need something sick and raw, something, anything, and they're boring.
I've had good times in front of those kinds of crowds, but I gotta admit, like
I feel like they want you to say cunt a little too much.
The worst. Like the other night, I did a fucking show, and like it was brutal. It was like somebody proposed to somebody in the crowd, and they actually let him up on stage, and like this person brought 15 out of the 20 fucking people there, and they just turned the whole thing into a wedding reception. Could give a fuck that I was on the stage, and then they just started heckling me.
Because on a side note, because everybody thinks that everybody else gives a fuck about their relationship and their love, and nobody gives a fuck. You're gonna be divorced in 3 fucking years. Anyway,
whoever would propose to somebody at a comedy show needs to take their own life anyway. That's worthless.
I think, well, look, you know.
All right, this person is trying to say, here's a great one. Johnny, put Johnny on. This guy's trying to say Larry David is a stereotype.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
See what I'm saying? Like, no, that isn't. Hello?
Johnny. Yes?
Johnny, what's that? You saying Larry David is a stereotype?
Well, being a Jewish man, I feel that Larry David is the epitome of the Jewish stereotype on TV right now.
Yeah, but
there's always something to complain about. Nothing ever goes his way. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Let's have a latke.
Let me ask you this though: do you think that is it? That did he just hang up?
Yeah.
Why would you?
Why did he hang up?
First of all, I think he was just the epitome of the Jewish stereotype. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, even hemmed and hawed during his explanation.
But here's why that doesn't count. Because it's a Jewish, even if that were true, I don't even agree with what he just said, but even if that were true, it's a Jewish guy being himself and what he thinks is himself and his life.
Well, like when I watch that dude, I think he's funny. I see me like here's a guy creating all his own problems. He's not like a slumlord like there's some really, and he's taking money which I'm saying is a stereotype. I'm not saying that's true, which is a stereotype. Right. He's just some fucking guy. He goes to brush his teeth, and somehow he ends up getting an argument with somebody.
The equivalent, like, it's not, when you do it to yourself, it doesn't count. The equivalent to what I'm talking about would be like some show, and kids, they're going to shut the orphanage down. Bertie Goldberg is coming over here. You know how much of a miser he is.
He's raising the rent.
That's what I mean. That has never occurred. I've never seen that ever.
Now,
I'm not saying they should do it.
Do you want it, Joe? Are you working on any screenplays we need to know about?
Yeah.
With a character such as that?
Yeah. It's called.
Don't say it, Joe.
Cue him down.
You still want to get spots in the city.
It's called Nice Knowing You, Hollywood.
All right, we gonna take another break here coming up.
If you'd like, yeah, we can do that.
We'll take another break. When we get back, we're gonna hang a little more with Rachel Feinstein. You listen to Uninformed.
It's Uninformed with Bill Burr and Joe Derosa.
All right, what's going on? You're listening to Uninformed. Dangerous waters. Talking about how Jews are portrayed in Hollywood. Here's an open-minded guy. Let's talk to Jeff. Jeffrey.
You.
Yeah, what do you got to say, man, about the stuff we were just touching on?
No, I was just saying I think that why you don't see a lot of people being the Jews being trashed. I really feel like a lot of the Jewish people are the ones that run Hollywood. Most of the lawyers and producers. I always felt that way. So you don't see that much, these Jewish people being trashed.
Are you out there? Are you pitching scripts and that type of stuff? What do you do?
Actually, yeah, I do a lot of writing, but I just the people that I've met are a lot of Jewish lawyers, a lot, and
where do you do your writing at?
Actually, I do a lot of writing at home, and I'm friends with some of the guys at Kevin Smith that are from Middletown.
Okay, so you're actually in the business. Okay, I thought you were going to be some guy in the middle of nowhere going, I think these Jews, they're running shit. What do you do? I pump gas in Arkansas.
He's like, I had an idea that was just like 30 Rock, except it was about how all the Jews run everything. This guy is like the seventh comment on YouTube.
You know what? I thought this guy was going to come, I honestly think, though, the reason why I think that kind of stuff doesn't happen, I just think that people are conscious of their group. And I don't think Jews run Hollywood, but there's definitely a lot of Jews out there, so that you're going to be more conscious of that stuff. So,
and they can flatten their bodies, so people won't always notice where they are. They can flatten their bodies like a bug.
Are you honestly going to say there's not a lot of Jewish people out in Hollywood?
No, they are. That's what I'm saying. They can flatten them so they're crawling all over the place. Fucking Jews.
I'm not saying it in a bad way. You can't even bring it up. Look,
no, it is. There's a lot of Jews in Hollywood. I was saying.
It's like there's a lot of Irish guys who are cops, you know what I mean? So there's probably not a Mick jokes flying around, but I'm sure there's a lot of other jokes. That's all I'm saying.
That's what I was trying to say to Joe in our argument, and we argue very passionately sometimes because we love each other so much, but I was saying that a lot of it is the self-hatred from the Jews, I think. A lot of anti-Semitism in Hollywood comes from Jews themselves, because I think that the Jews are very apologetic, in history or whatever.
What are you apologizing for?
I mean,
what did you guys do, man?
For being so vulgar and disrespectful.
here's a whole other subject, just to gracefully get out of this, Joe.
Right.
When I was at Joe's incredible Super Bowl party, and I got into a fucking fight with his best friend from childhood.
Yeah.
Because he slapped me in the neck and he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna fuck your mother." But evidently to him, he was just screwing around. I don't want to get back into that.
Stop with we squashed it.
Okay,
it's over.
Sorry.
Here's the thing: we were watching the Super Bowl, right? And this commercial comes out for this new movie coming out, and it was about the first, I guess, all-black swim team. I swear to God, this is not a joke. And I was literally sitting there like, how many of these white people are evil movies are they going to make? I mean, they're literally down to swimming. It's like they started off with Roots, then they did some football movies, then like Cuba Gooding was like a scuba diver, and now they're all the way down. And they're going to have like the over-the-top like racist white guy in the movie, like they were the first black swimming team. Get out of the pool! Just like...
Does a white lady come? Does a sassy white lady come and save them and help them learn and teach them how to swim?
There's
in a fun, sassy way.
Of course, there's going to be the white hero in there that somehow makes white people look okay, but it's just going to be like these old school, like uninhibitedly racist white people. Like I always. Do you remember that movie a long time ago? I forget who was in it, but like one of the trailers was like this white dude fucks over this black guy from the ghetto, and the guy he's coming to get him.
Right.
So the guy literally is on this payphone. There's people walking around the background. Racism is a quiet thing. It's whispered. You look around, but this guy's on this payphone. He just goes, "Why don't you go back to your ghetto?" And literally screams it at the top of his lungs as though like fucking every minority is walking.
Those movies are so out of control. Pretty soon it's going to be just a movie about the black people trying to get that movie made. It's going to be we almost couldn't get it made. Nobody wants to see black people in a movie.
I'm so fucking sick of that shit. I went to go see Last King of Scotland, so they were showing like all these movies. Like, well, if you want to see Last King of Scotland, you want to go see this movie. And one of them was about some Indian kid, right? He's dating from India, right? He's dating some white girl.
Jesus Christ, that movie looks atrocious. And the extra kick in the nuts is the Indian kid doing this like profound, I am to get in touch with my roots, is the same kid that was in Epic Movie, and like he's Kumar from Howard and Kumar.
Is that who it is?
You want me to take this guy seriously?
No,
Are you fucking kidding me?
They had that classic scene in there where it's like the white person just being completely ignorant, like, well, how long have you lived in this country? And the guy's like, I was born here. And I'm just like, you're telling me no fucking Chinese people ever say anything? Like, we're the only ignorant race, like Chinese people.
I know, we always are the
Here's why.
douchebags and everything.
Nobody ever walked up to like a Chinese guy, never walked up like, hey, why do you got that dot in your head? Doesn't that get itchy? He and the Indian guy never rolled his eyes like, what a fucking douchebag, You think people in India don't like people in China? They aren't they like right next to each other?
Here's why.
Is it Pakistan?
Here's why it's always that way, though.
Somebody
I
get
love
me
that you just slowly became that ignorant douchebag statement.
There was a Thailand, Laos, and then
next to each other.
Hey, they're all Asians over there.
Here's why, though. That's always the evil, dumb white people is because 90% of these movies are made by liberal white cunts that feel like they've got to make up with all their fucking guilt, and they got to sit there and be like, we get it, we're evil, we want to take some of the burden now, and it's like it's white guilty fucking liberal cunts making these movies, and they have to paint us
going for Ann Coulter, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause.
Smooth transition.
How the fuck did you come up with that?
Huh? But Who do you think are making these movies?
Joe, I'm going to tell you right now, if you ever come on here again and go liberal or conservative and turn this into some fucking retard Fox News thing, I swear to God, I don't know what I'm going to do.
But am I wrong?
It's going to be a blunt... yes.
Yes.
Am I wrong? Do you think it's not liberal white people making these movies? What do you think it is? Republican white people
You
making
just
these
look
movies?
like the bad stereotype of the Jewish person. Am I wrong? I mean, am I really wrong? I don't know, Joe.
Well, I certainly think that is the case of, certain people trying to make up for lost time or whatever. So it's like now we'll paint ourselves to be dumb and evil and idiotic all the time.
What do you think the next?
Nobody else ever.
Is that movie a movie where there's a white person saving them? Is it just a sad black, the woes of a black swim team, or does a white woman come in?
Let me ask you a question.
Or did the white woman come in a sassy black leather jacket?
Do you really need to see that movie?
Here's why you know.
No,
here's how you know.
And yes, because I always find movies like that hilarious.
That's how you know it's white people making the goddamn movies, because there's always the hero, and it's always the one white guy that gets it. It's always the one white guy that goes, nobody believes in you people but me, and the one white guy bridged everything, and that's how you know it's fucking white people making these movies.
Dude, they're literally down to swim. What are they going to do next? Like ping pong?
You're right. Even sports are becoming
awful.
They're becoming soon. They'll just be sports that only people with developmental delays can play.
Yeah, they'll do a paintball one.
They were the first black ping pong team. They're going to steal all the paddles. They're going to impregnate our women.
It's just ridiculous.
You're right. Nobody really cares.
They wouldn't let the black guy in to play pool.
I'm telling you, I'm
run out of black hip hop artists to make videos. They'll be run out of coolios that really want to.
I'm also sick of the white guy running for office, and he ends up they make the same mistake every election. One of them had that guy who called that Barack Obama. He called him articulate. And they're saying that's offensive for a white guy to say you're articulate because you're suggesting blah, blah. I mean, how many fucking times have you seen a white guy make that mistake? And they just keep making it, and then they always got to act like, huh? What? Blacks and white had a fucked up history, so now there's weird social rules? I wasn't aware of that.
I think he also said that he was one of the first black guys that really cleaned up, right?
Yeah, he's clean.
But hold on.
Which you gotta respect him for that.
They always wheel out some white guy from the Civil War. He's always from North Carolina or South Carolina. He just comes out, hey, tell you something, that's one of the cleanest Negroes I've ever seen. I'd be proud to have him as senator.
But the quote,
brilliant that he congratulated him.
The quote from Joe Biden, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
I don't think he was meaning to be racist. I think they took something he said and his quote was, you got the first mainstream African American who is articulate, bright and clean, and a nice looking guy. I don't think he was saying.
Joe,
hold on, let me finish.
You can't say that.
I don't think he was saying this is the first black guy to do that. I think he was just saying we have the first African American mainstream guy. Also, he's bright, he's a good looking dude, and I think it didn't come out of his mouth the right way, and they made it go, and they were like...
No, Joe, I'm going to tell you right now. No matter how you say that, you can't say that. How many guys you got to see do that? You can't say that, dude.
You can't congratulate a black senator for bathing.
No, I don't, but I don't think he is what I'm saying. I think he's saying...
He said you've got your first clean one.
No, but even if he wasn't saying it in a bad way, you just can't say it.
Remember in the 80s or whatever it was when Dan Quayle said, when he was like, it's great to be here in the state of Chicago. And dude, it was a fucking dumb grammar error. He made a mistake. He clearly meant to say city. He said state by accident. That fucking clip to this day still gets played. Look how dumb Dan Quayle. It's good to be here in the state of Chicago. And it's he didn't mean it that way.
Yeah, but dude,
it was a mistake.
Fucked up 900 other fucking times. It was the 800 other times.
I'm gonna stand too.
But again, they're not gonna.
I can't sit in this fucking chair for 3 hours.
I know, my balls are all sweaty.
Goddamn, my fucking jeans are sticking in my ass.
Yeah, me too.
We still got people calling up about Jews. I don't understand this. This was 20 minutes ago.
I feel like I have a pussy and it's wet.
Good Jew stereotype women put out. What fucking movie was that? Porky's Part 5?
That is a Jew stereotype, though.
Joe is right about liberals.
Oh, put that guy on. Can we take one call where somebody says I'm fucking right today?
Carlos, go ahead.
You're absolutely right. It's these damn liberals.